Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining. I hope everyone is okay. Now,
Did you miss your tax return deadline? If you didn't file before the 31st of January, Patience Akumuse is one of them.
okay, let us start with Honorable Nserekos' bill, I think, and then we can start off.
Many Ugandans whose private and business life rotates around the use of social media platforms, but using these social media platforms has not been a walk in the park for Ahumuza.
I posted a photo on Facebook, and this tabloid picked it up. It's an online tabloid. It picked it up, and they posted it to their platforms, and then people were bullying me. I had messages of like, "Oh my God, you're very ugly, you should die," blah, blah, blah.
This is coupled with a torrent of abuse she faces from online users whenever she posts photos of herself.
I posted a photo of myself. I was wearing those dresses where you don't have to wear a bra. And my God, the number of men were attacking me for how my breasts look like. So it was insane. Like, they just keep coming. And I'm like, I've only posted my photo. I've not done anything to you.
We asked her how she feels about this level of cyber harassment.
So you get the anxiety. At some point, if it's too much, if you look at how people are posting people's names and all that, that throws you into depression.
It is situations like Ahumuza's that have prompted Kampala Central Legislator Muhammad Nserekos to seek leave of Parliament to develop a private member's bill on cyber harassment early next week.
August House to introduce a law to clamp down on matters of cyberbullying. I'm really glad, colleagues, Honorable Nserekos, you raised this matter. As government will support you.
Giving us notice on that to that effect, and we need to bring this for the book.
We caught up with a legislator to tell us why he felt it necessary to deal with cyber harassment.
There is illegal sharing of people's pictures. There is blackmail. Very many young ladies are being blackmailed by men, and equally there are women blackmailing men as a result of accessing their photos willingly and unwillingly.
Nserekos points out that there is a need for tougher penalties for people found engaging in such acts if this vice is to be eradicated from society.
The fabric of the law is that it will go to the letter. If you cannot pay, will look for any of your properties and will attach it, and you'll pay. If you can't pay, you'll serve a sentence. And then you'll not be able to hold public office for a period of not less than 10 years. And even social media platforms, by the way, are going to carry some responsibility, so that they are also aware that if you do not take down these messages in time, you're also vicariously liable.
He is aware that the country already has 9 laws that regulate the use of social media. However, Nserekos says his bill can be enacted into a new law or even used to amend the current laws. Digital experts have welcomed this new initiative, pointing out that it is indeed timely.
The bill is welcome because definitely, you see, technology evolves very fast. But the rate at which our laws evolve are a bit rather conservative and still traditional. They take time to adapt.
Sempala says that acts of cyber harassment are cross-cutting and affect people in the same manner.
Cyberbullying is funny. That someone stalks you up to your bedroom. They'll stalk you at night. They have access to you 24/7. They have your WhatsApp number. They have your Facebook account or Twitter account.
But he is worried that the legislator's proposed bill might also go unimplemented, like many of its predecessors.
Found ourselves in a situation that the Computer Misuse Act only benefits the powerful. If you're powerful, if you abuse a big person, a powerful person, then they will come for you. If you abuse Sempala Alan, police will actually even advise me to get off Facebook.
It now awaits to be seen if Nserekos' proposed bill will alleviate the challenges faced by Ugandans like Ahumuza while using social media. Joyce Nakato, NTV Weekend Edition.
Yeah, I'm going to call it right now. I think I found the single biggest productivity hack of 2021. It's this Google Chrome extension.
Thank you very much for joining, everyone. I hope you have had a good week. Malamusizaako mwena. Kasoko kuyozayoza owekitiibwa mukama waffe His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu okutuuka ku mazaalibwa ag'emyaka 40 n'ebintu byatuuseeko ne byayiseemu Katonda okuba nga amutuusizaawo myaka 4. So much things happen at 40. Eyo nga nvuddeyo saagala bamalira budde. Ekisooka kasooka tutunuulire ensonga eyo esooseewo eya mukama waffe Honorable Muhammad Nserekos MP wa Kampala Central ayagenda okuleeta etteeka erikwatagana ne cyberbullying. Etteeka erikwatagana ne cyberbullying. Now, si kibi ennaku zino saagala nze kakati kugenda very personal with people, but I will judge them by the content of their character and their points ze bateekawo, and we break it down to challenge. And I'm not here to challenge. Where I agree, I will agree. Where I disagree, I will also disagree, respectively. Number one, Nserekos, we identify a problem. There is a problem of cyberbullying. His problem esookera ddala zaawa ku nsonga zaawa ensonga ya blackmail. Blackmail kitegeeza omuntu okwogerako ebitali bituufu, then afterwards there is an element of extortion. Naaba nga ayagala okuggyamu ssente ku ebyo byakwogeddeko, oba naaga nti bw'otampa ssente bweziti ngenda ku expose nga ku social media. Now, that is interesting, number one. Ekyokubiri, ne wabaawo kyayise illegal sharing of pictures. Nti oli okukozesa ekifaananyi ky'omuntu illegally mu gatali mateeka. For me, we nalabye ekyo ne ngamba mukulu Nserekos points number one teziri clear. I can blackmail you without even using the internet. If the point is nti oyagala ku solving a issue ya blackmail, what will happen to blackmail outside social media? Number one. Now, is there a law that tackles blackmail outside social media? Definitely, kubanga jeri. Blackmail must be illegal. So, can't that same law be used to work across social media? Definitely, it can be used. So now that means that ensonga gy'abawadde eya blackmail as a premise okuleeta private members bill eyebeera out of question. Kubanga ogamba nti you are only kitegeeza nti okay, now let us also look at blackmail in newspapers. Now let us look at blackmail on television. Now let us look at blackmail twetaaga etteeka eddala erikwatagana ku blackmail on radio. Twetaaga etteeka eddala erikwata ku blackmail on whatever platform comes up. Blackmail is already illegal and there is a law to that, I believe. So argument ye tekola. Eyokubiri, he talks about illegal sharing of pictures. Now, how do you define illegal sharing of pictures? Kyekisookera ddala kye tulina okubuuza. Gwe ki ky'otegeeza ne illegal sharing of pictures? Now, oyinza okwogera ku bintu bibiri. Nti Mayanja akutte ekifaananyi kya Nsereko n'akiteeka ku page ye ya Facebook. Teri muntu ategeera mu nsi agenda kuyisa tteeka erigamba nti omuntu talina right esharinga kifaananyi kya muntu mulala ku Facebook. Ekyo tekiriiyo. Ekyo tekiriiyo. Mukulu Nsereko, unless nga social media togitegeera weekola oba nga tomutegeera online platforms bwe zikola. There is an online platform ezikyasinza okubeera ne catalogs ez'ebifaananyi. Esooka bagiyita Getty Images. If you go on Getty Images, buli kifaananyi kye wali oyagadde okulaba ojja kisanga ku Getty. And then there are so many other archive websites ezitereka ebifaananyi and so on. But even to this day, Getty, you can still get their images without even coming after you. Now that brings me to a very important point of copyright. Are you going to go after these people by saying illegally sharing your images? Is it a matter of copyright? Into you, so and so, you have shared my picture and I have a right to that picture, number one. And then also copyright is very complex because you appearing in a picture, it doesn't mean it is your picture. Getty Images, eyina ebifaananyi bingi nnyo nga tebiriimu na nannyini kampani oyo yagitandika gwe bayita Getty. Wabula nga ebifaananyi ebirimu byaba Mayanja baani and so on and so forth. Nga those pictures, they are owned exclusively by Getty Images. Now it is Getty Images that is going to come after you. Now what does this mean? For example, NTV ekubye Nsereko ekifaananyi ku parliament. That image does not tekiri kisi kya Nsereko. That image cha NTV. So if anyone is going to come after you on Facebook because you used a picture illegally, it should be NTV, not Nsereko. Now, netuva ku bifaananyi netubuuza what is Nsereko's take on videos? Well, ekyo kyo ndowooza teyakirowoozezaako. What is Nsereko's take on audio? Ekyo nakyo teyakirowoozezaako. But for him, he concentrated on blackmail and illegal sharing of pictures. Kati nzaawo mba neebuuza nze kati nga asoma nti okay nti fine, you have brought your points, but points zo tezikola makulu. What do you describe as illegal sharing of pictures? Kiki kyotegeeza n'ekyo? Okuwoya ng'oli mu kifaananyi tekitegeeza nti you own that picture. Ekifaananyi kiyinza okubeera owned by NTV, kiyinza okubeera owned by Bukedde or any other platform. Ekisinga okunsesa kye kino nti w'ogenda ku page ya mukama waffe Honorable Nsereko, ojja kusangako ebifaananyi ebitali bibye, number one. Ekyokubiri ogenda kusangako content atali wuwe. Nsereko buli waba nga atandika live videos ze akuba oluyimba lwa Misa Kisemakula. Does he have the rights to play that song? Now this is a lawyer. In fact, Facebook yennyini kugamba nti copyright about the music. Shobola tetukuba music wano kuchota. Tetukkirizibwa. Now kakati of course page ye reckless, like he does whatever he wants because he doesn't respect his page. Kati nze kuba page ku music gundi eno because it can, if it gets so many strikes, it's out, they can easily block it. Kati Mr. Nsereko unfortunately tategera content creation na bwakola. But for them, they are just guising under the idea anti-bullying, cyberbullying. Okay. Is bullying good? No. Is bullying illegal? Yes, it should be illegal. Is there a law that addresses the issue of bullying? Because wogamba anti no ogenda ku addressing a cyberbullying. Well, we have the Computer Misuse Act, but then if the problem is bullying, Tulina abaana ababeera bullied within schools. Kids are literally being bullied in schools. Now, how do you address that? Again, how do you address that? Secondly, abantu abagamba nti no bababullyinga ku social media, right? Nti babavumye kati oli omukazi agambye mbu yali tayambadde kaleega n'apostinga ekifaananyi nga tayambadde kaleega. Literally, I mean, what do you expect? Mbu omuntu waliwo ogundi platform yakwata ekifaananyi ky'omukazi n'ekiteekayo. Now, that one I also don't agree with it. Nti at least kati weeruba nga lupapula lw'amawulire nga Bukedde oba those guys, they should get someone's permission before using their picture. But then okuba n'ekifaananyi ekyo oyinza okuba n'ekifaananyi nga kiri ku online naye nga tokirinaako right. Tukwata ebifaananyi wano ebya Bobi Wine bingi ng'abantu balala be babikuba, n'okwata ebifaananyi bya Rihanna oba ebyani n'obiteeka online. My point is, regulating social media is not something easy. America, Bungereza, European Union, all these other countries, for those of you who have been following, bagezezzaako okuteekawo amateeka aga-regulating social media, it has failed. Because you cannot regulate it. Because it is a semi sort of independence between the people who own the platforms and the people or the users of the platforms. You cannot hold Facebook accountable. For example, if someone ajja n'akola live kuno n'avuma omuntu naye ate ng'omukutu gwa Facebook. That is where I saw the ignorance of Mr. Nserekos. Because Mr. Nserekos, if I thought he was following the American politics, he should know about a debate that is actually going on that is saying that are social media platforms publishers or are they not publishers? Especially in America. Because America is also grappling with the same thing. Into how do we regulate these people? Should we treat these guys as publishers? Because they were talking about the issue of censorship. Now, there's no scandals, there's about Trump and so on and so forth. Now, let me give you one simple solution, so that you don't waste people's time. There is a button called block, a block button. If you feel that you are being bullied, block. You just go to someone's name, block them. You will forget about them for the entire year. You won't even know what is taking place in their world. That's the best way to deal with the bully. If you feel that your rights are being infringed through bullying, through blackmail, through illegal sharing of pictures, if at all someone has illegally shared your content, you can just report your content, and Facebook will take it down. Oba wabanga omuntu yabadde loyalties from that particular video or that particular image, they will take it down. And they will get the money and give it to you. Simple. If there is harassment or bullying, there is a button online. It's simple. Why do you guys go to school? We have an entire parliament that is going to discuss cyberbullying. Really? Is that the problem of Uganda today? Sagala kola chintu kino because there are so many people who use it. Come on. Kwegamba oyise mu Facebook policies. Have you exhausted all these policies? Because where's it? If someone illegally uses your content, you can report. I've done it before. If someone illegally uses Misa can easily take your page down by reporting it that they are using his music. The videos that you get knows posting and knows take a video, you should. Gwenga parliamentarian, I'm even surprised to get a copyright. Gwenga parliamentarian, what you should have done is number one guy ne content or you okozesa content wabalalanga tabawadde lukisa. Oyinabu video bungi obuli ku page yo nga sibuwo. These videos were made by other content creators. Now, me as a content creator, because me I'm a content creator and I know what it takes to produce just one video. Leave alone these ones. These ones are simple. But literally, if I show you my work process of creating just one video like this, and the amount of effort again, waroka video for you are looking at just a piece, but every person who was in that video, this person who created this particular video, he had to bring all these people together. You have to respect these people's work. Content, complaining, banange Bobi Wine atuleke tukube music we kuberere blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. Creativity. It takes a lot of work to write a song, produce it, and create a music video out of it. Now, I do understand most people want free stuff, but there is a limit. Because we tell our own limit, kafuka kamanyiro, ngaka Honorable Nserekos katikaleta. Using other people's content without giving it respect. Taba wadde na kye tuyita recognition nti eno video oba yali ya so and so. Kitegeera. Someone has done his video, put a lot of people together. He has written a small script by shooting the video. Ataddemu set. You don't know how many people are out there working on set. Then afterwards, najja n'atula na editing ka video yako n'akateekayo gwe ke wanyumirwa n'oka downloading n'okateeka ku page yo. You should be the first culprit. Actually, the law has already caught you before you even start because you are illegally sharing content that is not yours. Now, from where I'm speaking from an informed point of view as a content creator, because I know what goes into place into content creation. Subscriptions is a to get the music, loyalty, or for free, or investing in cameras, investing in gadgets, investing in a lot of time and a lot of writing, a lot of research and all that kind of stuff. So you just find someone ga akute video yo, aji download is na yaji tadde ku page, but they don't know. But of course, some of us, you just leave it, let it move. Because at the end of the day, it is the message that you want to move. Because as a content creator, online, if you want to do something online, what content creators? If your law is just targeting cyberbullying, then there is a problem. There is a problem. Now, what is the real reason as to why Mr. Nserekos brought this law? It doesn't come as a coincidence. In just 1 week, NUP has been on the top. His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu is in Brussels at the European Union Parliament. Ali mu kwogera ku bigenda maaso mu Uganda. Ali mu kwogera ku torture and all this kind of stuff. Ekyo kiri everywhere in the world, like everywhere. Kakwenza akutta omuliro. A renowned Musevenis critic, online critic. Kakwenza akutta omuliro. Aba NUP members of parliament bekandaze ne bafuluma parliament for 2 weeks nga ba protestinga. Ebyo byonna biri ku top. Tugenza okuwunzika week nga omalize ekola analysis zange every week and see where we are today and where we are in different times. Naye otunulira leero is that today we are on top. Kakati, it does not come as a coincidence that Mr. Nserekos, it is within this same time, it is within this same period, waletera social media, cyberbullying act, cyberbullying private members bill. Come on. Cyberbullying private members bill, rajiletera. Ngatenga tuogera ku bullying. Cyberbullying? Really? Kakati we wana jaya kalala nti copyright law, computer blah, 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 blah. We already have the Computer Misuse Act. Kati yagamba nti nedda kano bakakwate bakateeke muli weogeza okukola private members bill ng'ekitowa kirowoozezaako. Bameka beweebuuzizaako bannayuganda bameka. What are your statistics? Tulageeko nti ddala this is a big problem in the country. Because gwe nga munnamateeka olina okutulaga rational nti okay guys, 90%, where did you do your research from? Anti mugamba ffe tetusoma tubeera kuno tuvuma biki nedda mukadde waffe. Nze sikyayinza kuvuma, siyinza kuvuma kati muntu yenna, sirina na budde buvuma kubanga already mba nsoma mpa akola research. So I will just tackle you point ku point. Gwe research kije wakoze eraga nti ddala there is a cyberbullying problem in Uganda and it needs a private members bill. Oba is it because nti gwe ng'omuntu olina personal issues zo eno bill inakwata ku gwe ng'omuntu? Nserekos, wetubanga twogera kakati ku gwe ng'omuntu nti you have been attacked, I understand. Nti si kirungi okukwataakinga ng'omubaka. I do understand your frustration. But mukulu Nserekos, there is a solution for that as well. In Soka, you can block the person. Ekyokubiri, you can report to Facebook. Ekyokusatu, you yourself can get off Facebook or Twitter or these other platforms. And what is interesting is you are only on one platform, that is Facebook. So if you feel that you're being bullied, leave. Ekyokusatu. Ekirala lwaki you should not complain. You are a public figure. Only public figure. Literally. You expecting to have to about accountability until they will just leave you like that? Look here, mate. Bavum, you one of Boris Johnson, Bamuvuma Bulikanaku. Right? Trump wavuma okuva ku Monday paka Sunday ne bamuvumiramu ne family fe basiba batuvuma fe tujja wano ne batuvuma ne bayogera bibogera blah blah blah. But you know, as a parliamentarian, you are a public figure, so you should expect this sort of criticism. Naye today ku point lwaki byazze mu kaseera kano bakamala okukwata Kakwenzi ekyamuvumisa kuwandiika tweet nga he is being critical of Muhoozi Kainerugaba ne bamukuba emiggo na biki. Kati ate gu kaseera Kakwenzi wa reporting idde ate go letera private members bill of cyberbullying. Oli ku side ki tubuuza. Mu wiiki Kakwenzi waafuukidde international news. Sebo gwe oyagala kukwata limelight ogibbe. Come on. Naye mwe Abannayuganda mwagala nnyo ebya bye mutakoleredde. Sebo Kakwenzi ali mu zi Guardian ali era aliwa Nsereko international news yaggaana. Yagana. The problem with Mr. Nserekos namulabyeko kintu kimu is that mukulu wange Nsereko alina obuzibu. Nsereko is a good guy, by the way. That guy is good. But he is very, very arrogant. Niwe atateekera kubeera arrogant. Ekyokubiri yeemanyi nti ye mugezi yekka. Ye alinga alaba nti nno mu Uganda we baba nga tebamuinvolvinze mu kintu kyonna oba nga tebamuwadde importance tekigenda kukola. Nserekos has been shunned on countless times with different opposition figures. He's fallen out with so many. Gwebuuze lwaki bano bonna Ssemujju even in Ssemujju warned him. Bamumanyi. Really, eh? So kati ng'omuntu olina okwetunulamu. Byoyogera ebimu tubyagala. We can see oyogera ekintu you excite people, but within a few, people are just like, oh, man, that guy. For some reason, olina omusanga laga nti mwana oyo guy is some reason like he's intelligent, he speaks well, simwagala. Like in his tone of voice, he's not a down-to-earth person. So you're not down to earth, you're not humble. Now that is a very big gundi joina. You have a very bad ego. Ye yali alowooza we batandikawo bano baganda baffe ba Mathias Mpuuga ne batandika opposition yaabwe yagivuma. These are senior politicians ababadde in opposition for a long time and they know how things work. These are people who have attended more law classes than you have. These are people who have been to more courts abayimiridde as suralities abajjayo abantu. Shamimu Malende, as we speak today, has freed more people. Shamimu Malende yakajja mu parliament even before she came to parliament. She has freed more people from prison than honorable mukulu wange Nsereko Mohammed. What has Nsereko achieved? Nothing. So he wants to take away Kakwenza's limelight. Kakwenza bamukuba lwa Twitter gye yawandiika. In that same week gwate noleta private members bill mbu cyberbullying oli ku side yani. Kwegamba tetwogerweko, you are eating taxpayers money tetwokwogereko. Kira kyovaala kekani aka kasajja kana kakuba ow'amasanyalaze. Oyo ow'amasanyalaze mukulu Nsereko nga ye tomwogerako. Thomas Tayebwa. So mukulu Nsereko ayagala kubba limelight ya Kakwenza. Tumumanyi Nsereko mumanyi ebyobufuzi byazannya. Ali ye Bebekulu. Nti yayagala okubba limelight ya Kyagulanyi kati Bebekulu musajja watu yamala nakkiriza n'agamba nti Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu yegwe nzikiriza abasigadde bonna waragi. He accepted. But mukulu Nsereko yerabira nnyo mu kifaananyi kya Bobby era ne mukulu Tamale mirundi naye yali abitandise. Nti Nsereko ajja kiyolawo Nsereko ajja kubeera president. Naseka. Nandi agadde abeere president. Naye Nsereko talina support base. That is the problem. Segera. Like he's that kind of guy. Nti it is either his way or the highway. We muba nga temukikoze nga bwakyagala olwo kiba kifu. Mukulu Mpuuga atuuse ku bintu bingi nnyo. Naye mukulu Nsereko tolimulabangako ng'agamba kasita baamumu obwa minisita mu opposition. Nsereko ekisinga omuluma bye bino by the way mwekimutamanya. Ekisooka kumummayo kafo yadde n'okumuteeka ku kokasi ya Buganda nti yakulira abasamize n'empewo eza Lubaale. Omanyi waliwo kati ennaku zino abasalamu bu video wange. And it is okay. Mbaagala nnyo lwakuba mwagala okukozesa popularity yange okufunirako abantu. Mu abasalasala bu video wange. It is okay, you can cut my videos. njazogerako okumuwa okukokas okuba nti yakulira culture oba yakulira empewo za jajja muwango oba jajja kintu whatever that kind of stuff. Nsereko bamumma mu kokasi ya Buganda tebalina we bamuteeka nebijja okukola opposition cabinet tebalina we bamuteeka yadde kati jukira of course kubaako obusente nanyiga n'agenda ku program kabeerako ku NTV buli lwa mukaaga n'atuvuma laba be balonze laba ababaka be mwalonze bano basimanyi Seggirinya baani omusajja n'azalawo ababaka baffe bonna nga mu bonna ababaka abali mu gundi kizibu era bw'obanga ogeejinga mukulu Nsereko nga mazima ddala tuyinza nawe ku experience bano abantu these are people who have worked for kakati katusome cabinet bannaye gye tuyina n'ambooze experience gy'alina mu byobufuzi bya Uganda oyinza omugeraageranya n'Ensereko tasobola. Nsereko is a good gentleman. He has not politically, he is not an astute politician. See a politician going later on the table to negotiate. Yesudde nnyo ebbeeyi tayimirira ku kigambo kye ate n'ekirala so ego eri waggulu nnyo. He's a good guy but okuba omanyi ffe batugamba mu Busiraamu humble, be a very humble person. Bwe weefuule nti oli musiru like tolina ky'omanyi. Abaagala nnyo okwefuula abagezi baleke boogere in a congregation baleke be baba boogera gwe weefuula omusiru be stupid just keep quiet. Bwe bagamba nti genda wano genda osobole okujja mu bantu osobole okubeera nti weetoowaza mu bantu. That's it. And people would love you. Nsereko ffe twamwagala nga wano ng'akola live every Sunday because he's the first parliamentarian yali akikola abalala bonna baali baganye okukikola. Nga nezaake naye ajjako nejja mukulu Nsereko najja n'atubuuza ebibuuzo nga tusanyuka nga tuli happy. Naye quickly his ego took the better of him naye kennyini his true colors ne zeeraga. Nsereko nebikola ekintu kyali atukolera ku Sunday nekyonooneka kati buli wajja okukola live omubaka a member of parliament buli wajja okukola live akakkanya aba viewers avuma abantu and so on and so forth and it's not good. Now some people sent nange evuma abantu. If I've ever abused you in a live video, I'm sorry, okay? That night ojjango ontandikako kuba naye nja kuvuma. You see, social media na abantu abasinga it is funny is someone who is doing a cyberbullying act. Tamanyi social media wekola. Ate social media erabisiza abantu bangi. Wallahi it can build you or it can put you down. And I can testify to that there are people that I respected in my life that I looked up to. Abantu betwakulanga tuwuliriza. Nze nakulya mpuliriza basajja mifule. Negashumba buli lwakubiri ku kabozi kubbiri kalasa mayanzo ba program we bagiyita kubanga sawa 3 paka sawa 6. Those guys were really good seekers. Banange kasana basajja mivule nga social media mukyusizza bwet like Facebook yoka. It didn't even take Instagram as well. Kasinga yaline ku TikTok. Mukulu basajja mivule yakyuka. Ebigambo byayogera okuvuma n'avuma n'alimba nga yeyita na musumba. Mukulu Frank Gashumba we namulabanga awe mulavuma abantu embizi simanye ebigoli nga wana musajja yona yayogeranga wali ku kabozi ekitiibwa kyo kyonna n'akyeyambula kye yali alina respect yonna kati of course ajja kugamba nze sifaayo woba tukyangoberera lekayo genda onyonye wala. That's what they will say which is okay. Ekitegeera neze I would rather do gundi because omuntu abakubulira nti look here guy Gashumba they are representing Akabozi Kubiri, you have changed. You're not the person that we looked up to. And you didn't even have to support Museveni. You get it? So the same thing happens to Mukulu Nsereko as what we see today. So, Echechaka Kwenza, of course, limelight. Nti natuvuma ajakula ivu buli Sunday navuma ababaka baffe Seggirinya baani, of which some of the people have actually had more achievements than he has. Mpuga, Luka, gwetutunira baloya. Anti obuzibu ekirala nnugu gy'alina. It is because he thinks he's the only lawyer, which is okay because he's a lawyer. Niti tumulabako mu misango gwe wakamulaba emirundi emeka mu kkooti ng'awolereza abantu. Talina gwe yali aggyeyo mu kkomera. Ne bwe bamumuteerawo Museveni n'amugamba nti wuuyo jjayo jangu oyogereyo ebigambo by'amateeka inflagrante delicto oba leeta ebbaluwa yo ewuza amateeka. Omuntu awo amulema okujjawo. Museveni ne bamuteera wali. Museveni ne yanditugaye nti kale Nsereko yabajja, Nsereko kajje, wajja n'awolereza mukulu Kakwenza ngenda mubawera. Kakwenza ngenda mubawera ku bwereere. Kakwenza yanditulemeddeyo. Nga singa Nsereko omusango yagulemu. Kakwenza yanditulemeddeyo. bameka be yakajjayo? Zero. Shamimu Malenda ajjeyo abantu. Gwe tulira squad kale katusome abantu abali mu NUP. David Lewis Bongolya, Oxford, Harvard. Mukulu Mathias Mpuuga. Musomesa bachelor's education, bachelor's laws. Mateka. Segona, bachelor's laws. He's one of the best lawyers in Uganda. I mean, should I even start here coming talking about Segona? Now, Nenamboze, eyali owero diyo yali asoloza omusolo mu katale. Naye kennyini yeefubako n'agamba nti kambeeko ne kyenkolera abantu bange. Akali kati Namboze ate is a senior politician. Kakali kali katutandikire eno wansiko kale. Bashamimu Malende. Akali ate ne ndi waggulu nnyo. Kale bakawali Abubakari. Alozias Segundi yani ono Alozias musajja is an astute entrepreneur. Muntu akoze ku center ina sent. He's a rich man. Wetuba tunyonya abagagga mu Uganda okutubulira ku ya business oyo musajja Alozias gosokerako. Sirikoyizo okuba musinga ebitabo naye nga ate akusinga okutegeera business. Alozias is a very intelligent guy. Mukulu Nsereko wakakola yo business mmeka mulamubo. Gwe jitulage nti yeno Nsereko business etunda bitenji teriyo. Kakali gwe tujje tukwebuuzeeko ki mukama waffe cyberbullying ina bibuuza ffe kuba ffe tubeera kuno 24/7. Gwobeerako ddi ku Facebook okubulinga. Later evidence otulage research gye wakoze nga bakubulinga. Teri zero. Katikali katukirire Segirinya Muhammad. Segirinya charity zaakoze mu Kawempe Mukulu Nsereko. Segirinya oyinza omwenkana. Ante jagama basajja tebasoma bichi. Bro, tukukwate gwe ne charity zokoze tukwate neza Segirinya. Mr. Update wano nga yayolemedde ku nsonga yabeera nga wano ku Facebook n'ayogera nga kasita basiba omuntu Mr. Update ensi yonna ng'etegeera. Mr. Update yamanyikiddwa okuviira ddala mu Northern Uganda paka Tanzania whatever bamumanyi. Buli we yajjanga wano mu diaspora abantu nga bamunyayanira Mr. Update. Very humble guy, very humble. Naye abantu abalinga Mukulu Nsereko beba Kasiyano Wadiri, beba Paulo Mwiru. Chuira. Nti abeerabira nti Mukulu Kyagulanyi yabayambako kuba bwe baatuuka gye baatuuka ne bavuma. Bwe baddayo mu kalulu abantu ne babalagako simple, you know. Kakati ekirala ekireetesa cyberbullying bill eno kyeki ekyakakwenza tukimaze y'ensonga baagala kuwamba platform y'akakwenza. Ekyokubiri akantu kano aka European Union Parliament kaabakubye ako nakanyonyola luli abaaliwo nga tusoma nti European Union Parliament eno obukutukutu bonna obubeera kuno ku Facebook waliwo obukutu obubeerako abantu 13 nga babulaba boogera ku bintu ntu ne bajja ne basalamu video zange ate zibakwata ne zibatwala eri ne basomesezaako abantu, which is okay kale nkisanyukira naye ate temumisinterpreting bigambo byange. Mwe musazeewo kukwata video y'amayanja mugikwate yonna mugisome bakitegeera mukwate ekkalaamu n'ebipapuro sibagaana naye ate mukwata video zange ne muzisalasalamu ate mbuze musomesezaako abantu bammwe bagenda ne batuula ku zi live ng'eyo ziriko abantu 3 abantu 10 nga buli nga kuliko abantu literally baba 5 nga buli omu alina essimu 3 nga babeera kuli n'alabira ku laptop n'alabira ku ssimu n'alabira man, that's a lot of work. Go and do things that are better. Mugende mu sobulo something like that. Kitegeera. So ensonga endala European Union Parliament yabakubye tukimanyi bulungi ekyo nakinyonyola last time. Kati Nsereko era ka limelight akaagala nti bafune engeri kati tukwasaganye ebyakakwenza social media biki kati nawe kireetere mu social media then BBC ejja kukubira oba gundi bakubire olese cyberbullying act bakusule waawo okoleyo ka interview. Ebyo tabale mirundi byabagamba byabalimbalima nti Mukulu Nsereko ajja kufuga ko Uganda. Nga ne mufa abasiraamu tumunyonya tetumulaba. Emboga eri mu kuvuga mizikiti awo ettaka ly'abasiraamu lyonna balitutte. Ye mukama waffe mu Kampala oyo omukulu yatwala Kampala. William Street singa Nsereko w'amaanyi nnyo mu tabuliki community. naye n'abatabuliki nabo bamunyonya tabamu enakasera ayita waswi abatuwolereza mu misango gy'obusiraamu banadisirafu lwakafuuzi be bawolereza abasiraamu abatukyayingibwa abakubibwa emiggo ababawolereza baladisirafu lwakafuuzi be batwogererako naye gwe omukulu Kyagulanyi n'atuuka okugenda ekibuli n'atuuka okugenda mu bifo by'abasiraamu naye nga tekuli yadde n'omusiraamu NUP kumpi amuyimiriddeko wano wabbali mu abasiraamu twabaaki ababaka abasiraamu naddala mmwe nga Bansereko kuba ekifo ky'otwala mu Kampala wakati kifo kinene nnyo mutusaze kakati abasajja be NUP bagende bakwata obukulembeze munamu abasiraamu tujje nga tuleeta ebirevu ne sigida nga tugamba nti kakati naffe munnange mutujjukire anti ffe abasiraamu naffe tubonyeebonye nnyo museme. Where are you? Niyo omusajja n'atuuka okugaba naye abasiraamu ali kibuli ayogera naye nga wano Ssenyonyi yayimiridde Joel nga oyo omwana oyo omukulu oyo honorable ng'ali mu kubaga cyber bullying bill mugiyise mu kya private members bill emizikiti gye mu constituency ye bagitwala kakati wobanga toli mu kuzanya teppo n'abasajja bano bagundi abo mubayita baani abo abali okubba ettaka ly'obusiraamu nabiki lwaki tetukulabangako ku William lwaki ogenda mu basuubuzi n'obalwanirira temujjaako kufulu biki tukimanyi diiru zo ne sudiiru kyekiri kye tubuuza nti wali okola mulimu ki nga tonnafuuka MP oba kyekikulemezezza mu kifo nti toyagala kuddayo eri teri kasente naye emizikiti gy'abasajja abatabuliiki abasalafu bagitutte embooka evuga mu basalafu awo amasasi gakubibwa saka kirevu bamukubye amasasi osiise biiru ziwaleeta mmeka ezoogera ku busiraamu Nsereko kimanye nti ebintu by'Abaganda mwali muwuliddeko Nsereko ng'ayogera ku nsonga z'Abaganda ziriwa z'ayogerako mulaba banyagundi bakyoli kwogera ku nsonga zaabwe akyoli kalucho gundi kokasi gw'olwokuba baakuma ekyobusami ekya kalicha oba agenda okukuma empewo za Buganda na biki baakikuma mu kokasi ya Buganda ekyo tekigaana sigala ng'okola naye ego ekutawaanya it is bad naye mazima ddala Amiru Umma Seeka Kamoga omulangira Nakibinge ne mu bajje bunene bakutuneka Nsereko nga gwe omusiraamu ow'amaanyi asinga anyway kati twafuna Shamimu Malenda ate tunaabeera ku gwe omukulu wano ayogera nga Shamimu Malenda ali wano nga Kawali ali wano Segirinya Muhammad ali wano Muwanga Kivumbi awulira ttiimu Muwanga Kivumbi ali wano Aisha Kabanda ali wali nga tukinyonyogera ye kati ate oba okyayagala ki era Aisha Kabanda we gw'owulira yayogera ku baseeka baffe abattibwa yayogera ku baseeka Kirevu abakubibwa amasasi ye Nsereko wajja ku live n'ayoka abavuma omanyi mmwe muli basiru temutegeera laba abantu be mwalonda mu Abannayuganda tubagamba yekka ye mugezi abasigadde mwenna muli malijwana temutegeera. That is how he portrays himself. Niira agende kikusesa easy nti era we batuukanga wali ku mikolo gy'obusiraamu ekibuli batuuse bayimirira banjula ababaka bakomanga kwogera boogezi ono ye mubaka Nsereko Muhammad Kampala Central nga bakomaawo nga terina nduulu kati nga boogera mu nkuŋŋaana z'abasiraamu ono ye mukulu Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu wa people ekyo takyagala mukulu Nsereko ekyo takyagala. So ensonga endala lwaki etteeka lino mukulu Nsereko alireesedde mu kaseera kano kyekyo ekya Honorable Kyagulanyi naye nga tubuuza okolera ani ssebo mu kaseera kano kozi bingi nnyo biwandibadde okolako naye okuba nti ayagala international limelight mukulu Nsereko the way this international news works is that nti baleeta omuntu ku platform oba bamuwandiikako if nga bwe banamuwandiikako people will react to the news. Unfortunately nti whereas you might have good ideas and policies and stuff totunda mawulire, that's the problem, totunda mawulire, so they can't. So the other reason as to why omukulu etteeka lino yalireese of course baagala kubanga kakati social media ekoze abakulembeze bangi. Social media ereese abantu bangi nnyo abatandifunye mukisa kubeerako n'abakulembeze oba bakubeerako ba MP. Now what they are targeting, kyova olaba ateekamu akawaayiro kali mbw'obuulinga omuntu emyaka 10 nga tokkirizibwa kwesimbawo ku kifo kyonna. Bannange mukulu Nsereko amanyi kati ennaku zino waliwo abantu kati abairabanga bo ndowooza siba bo nga nabo beerabanga ndowooza abahima. Ndowooza ono ye Kayine Nsereko is no longer Nsereko Muhammad nga muganda waffe Kayine Olanya. You know, beteekako erinnya erya Kayine Rugaba, Kayine Kawereva oba bya Nsereko, something like that, you know. Kamunsereko, like Kamugisha, you know, Kamunsereko. Olyogera ki erinnya ya Nsereko mu Lunyankole? Nserekosh. Where lijja? Kayine Nsereko lijja kukola. Kayine Nsereko. Alabika yeerabidde. Kakati balinga bano abaakoze etteeka erya Kapa. Omusambi bambi yagenze n'asamba ka Kapa n'akakubamu n'oluyi. Kati sebo abasajja bali mu kugamba nti Guy bamugobere mu ttiimu. Just that. You know, that's how stupid people are. Like, I mean, I know it is not right to okukuba Kapa. It's not right. I am really against it. But you cannot send, you know, omuntu agobewe ku mirimu lwakuba yakubye Kapa. Really? Come on. Now this is Nsereko. Mbolo kuba wa posting ekifaananyi ky'omuntu, then toyina kukirizibwa kwesimbawo for 10 years. But Nsereko, he's posting other people's content without the permission. Kati agamba nti myaka 10 nga teweesimbyewo. Ebiteeka bino byakola Mbabazi bye yakola. Tujjewo Beiro. Kayihura ng'awoza tujjewo Beiro. Ekiseera bwe kyatuuka ng'etteeka limukutte ate n'atandika okuwoloma. Kati ne mukulu Nsereko byakola. Abikola naye yeerabidde nti alina abaana. Abikola yeerabidde nti alina family. With all due respect. Gwe tomala galeetanga kiteekateeka nga tolowoozezza nti nno kiyinza okuhappeninga mu nju yo. Because you don't know what your children are doing on the phone. Wano waliwo etteeka lituyina baliyita like baliyita batya. Waliwo etteeka lye balina wano anti-pornography oba baliyita batya. Kati the way it works is that in team, if they catch you with material ow'abaana, pornographic material, ebifaananyi ebyobuseegu naye nga birimu abaana bali under age, bakuteeka ku kye tuyita pedophile list. Kasi bakuteeka ku pedophile list eyo, you cannot work in anything or anywhere awakwatagana n'abaana. Bagikuteekako for 20 years. Ekyo kyo bakikola even to people who are below the age of 16. Very brutal. Era mwabaweereza ebifaananyi ebyobuseegu. Nze wendaba nalinga mu group z'abaana waliwo abavubuka abanteeka mu group naye nga babeera mu bintu bya buseegu nga they send those things. Ne mbagamba please munzije mu group ya. Actually I took myself out because it can put you in trouble. Kati ffe wano abaana bazanyazanya n'amasimu gaffe na biki. Omwana ayinza okuba ali awo n'akwata essimu oba n'agenda n'akwata akantu n'akeeweereza oba kiki innocently. Era wano abaana obagamba nti do not even think about it. Kubanga ojja kgenda okole ekintu and it will get you thrown on a list. And it's going to mess up your future. So mukulu Nsereko agamba ku banning abantu myaka 10. But he doesn't know that this can even catch up with his family, within his family first. So be careful. Bullying, simple. Block, delete, leave the platform. So, eky'emyaka 10 kikino kye babala. Social media, they have failed to get a solution. It is making so many things. It is changing so many people's lives. Bano bamukulu jagwe bani waliwo kanaka omwana n'asomera ensambya. So many things are happening on social. Literally miracles are happening. Good stuff is happening. Governments are changing. People have changed their lives. People are making a livelihood of social media. Right? Literally, that's what is happening. That is what is happening. Now, when that is happening, Kati, what these people are, they are looking at the political aspect. And let us block as many people until at least you're mtujamu kwa tayo na akateka ku social media. I know kubanga ya posting something bichi ebya bullying. Tumukwate tukiye muteeke eri tumublocking aleme kwesimbawo ku kifo kino oba ku kifo kiri. Okitegeera? So they are targeting people aba myaka 16 abaana abo. Namwe abali ku social media maybe nga mulina political ambitions. That's where this is heading. It's not there to tackle bullying. That's not how you tackle bullying. Mubuuze ffe abakola mu nsi ezikutakolinga bullying what they really do. And how capacity joiner, how are you going to even police? You cannot. Lastly, why Mukulu Nsereko akola ebintu bino is he is preparing for his political future. Mukulu Nsereko is aware that in 2026 tebagenda kudda ku kifo kya Kampala Central. And as things stand, Mukulu Segundi Lukwago agenda kukomawo ku kyoba meya. Because baali basuubira nti Lukwago ayinza okujja ku kya president. But it is not working. And Nsereko was hoping that agenda kujja ku kyaba meya. Then Lukwago agende oba ku kyoba president oba retiring. But then Lukwago is likely to come back ku kyoba meya. But then that leaves Nsereko in a very precarious situation because ekifo kya Kampala Central, so many people are now coming up. Ate abami singaluli like Chairman Nyanzi, of course they are coming back with the bank this time. So kati akimanyi nti ogusembyeyo the last 2 elections yayita ku Lugwanyu. And he's not sure if at all the next one he will be able to okuitam. So that is where he's leading today. But what is fascinating is to see Mukulu Nsereko, a person of the opposition, to be bringing up such a bill at a time when people are being tortured, at a time when Kakwenza is making international news headlines about torture and this kind of stuff, where everything actually started on social media, at a time when His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu is also in Brussels doing the thing. What do you call that thing? He's talking about the situation that is happening in Uganda, so it doesn't come as a surprise in one way or the other. Now, ensonga eyokubiri gye tugendako then and Kamabuye, social media is not easy to regulate. It is not easy. You cannot regulate it. The UK, Britain, and all these other countries are still grappling on how to regulate it. And they have all struggled, like Tebamani. Kubanga, what you're talking about here is if you are regulating social media, it might end up getting the traditional medias as well. That is the TVs, radios, and newspapers. So you should be careful wherever you are going. Now, Musevenis trip. Museveni yagenze mu nsi bagiyita nze kambawuli eno wiiki okumanya ebadde enzibu ne Museveni naye temulese kyekimu. Okumanya temulese kyekimu yatuuse n'ekitala n'agamba waayi kanziruke nveeko wano mu Uganda naye fire ayitiridde. Ko ye kwakubira omukulu gwe bayita Sasso Ngeso namugamba munaye lwaki tompita nenzija nenfuna ka holiday katulabe ka holiday omukulu Museveni ke yafunye nga ali ewa Congo gundi. Now uno mukulu Museveni bino ebyagundi sijja byogerako ebya kisiro Congo Brazzaville musonyi obalaga ebifaananyi bino naye nze ogwange kusomesa nakola analysis. Omukulu Museveni nga atuuse Congo Brazzaville kakati wano waliwo ekifaananyi kye baalaze era ng'ali n'embabazi so which was interesting. Internet yange ngeyeraze leero yawo nga bali mu kuyambula maaya then waliwo ekifaananyi kye baalaze ng'ali n'embabazi kakati oluvannyuma ennyo ye ne badikiteeta banne omuli ono omuvubuka bamuyita Faule Isozemina eyadema. Ono omuvubuka ew'Etogo ono Faule eyadema kati kambalage wano ekiriwo ono bamuyita ono ali mu suuti ya grey whatever maroon bamuyita Faule eyadema ono Chisekedi, ono Sassou Nguesso, Denis Sassou Nguesso. Naye bano bonna bannakyemalira. Kwegamba eno yabadde Dictators Club ye yabadde etudde. Museveni agamba nti ono omusajja ono eyeerusa omu ku ba president mu Africa mu nsi yonna abakyasinza okukwata mu kizigo. Newe buuzaamu abasajja bano engeri gye batufuugamu bannaaye. Okwata bukwasi bizigo bye n'obiteekamu oba obyongeramu kalorayiti biki ne bimwokya. Ng'abaawo. Kati Museveni yagambye nti a working visit on the invitation of Denis Sassou Nguesso. Tukimanyi bulungi nti Honorable Bakyagulanyi Ssentamu yalidde show. International show mugimanyi gye nayogerako luli. Ye Brussels yo yabakuba kutaka. Ekirala Kakwenza akyabali mu Bulago. Wiiki eno etandika Kakwenza naye ayinza okubeera ku top. Kakati nabo ne bagamba muzeeyi abantu bajja kulowooza toli w'amaanyi. Olina otutambulako. Naye we n'atambula. Gavumenti tebaagiwambe. Biki ebyo. Kati yali tayagala ttambula. Kati munnange yeekanze omukulu ali Brussels ayogera ku nsonga. N'akubira ow'e Congo Brazzaville. Owaye kiri kitya? Mpitaako nkukyalireko. Sassou Nguesso anti eri e Brazzaville boogera Lufalansa. Abo bonna ababadde batudde awo by the way ba presidency ba French Francophone Africa. Munaye Sassou Nguesso Museveni nga yeekubira essimu nti e Congo bampise ngende ndabe ku Sassou Nguesso. Gwe otunulira ebifaananyi ebyo olabira ddala nga ye gwe baayise oba ye yeeyise. Kati mukulu Museveni ali Congo Brazzaville. We yabadde eyo n'amiitinga oyo Faule eyadema n'amiitinga ne Felix Tshisekedi. Now, of course, there is I'll dig deeper into that later because in that would have but major reason as to why he left definitely is to show the, like he's no longer making so many trips. Now he like the conversation he's struggling, especially with the conversation, and the pressure in Uganda is also too much. And Bobi Wine Okubanti internationally are so recognized as well as regionally, as well as continental-wise, is the most recognized. Like he's more known than Museveni. So Museveni now wants to, to work on that, and that's why you see nti yakozeyo kano ka trip ake Congo Brazzaville akayinza n'omukubisa egundi akayinza omukubisa so kati ge gamaanyi kyenva mulaba waliwo obukutu obusalamu video zange obusomera ku video zange kuno waliwo ka platform kali awo kansanyusa baddawo ne basala video zange kakati bagenda kunyoonya waliwo enjogeredde ku mpewo za Buganda kalukyo simanyi biki then bajje bakasalemu ako kati bino ebya Museveni byo tebabimanyi kyobula babeera ku bukutu bwabwe obwo ne boogera kati omubuuza njagala I want you to analyze trip ya Museveni lwaki olowooza yagenze e Congo Brazzaville. Ekyo tebasobola kinnyonnyola bantu. Kati omubuuza lwaki ensonga ya Nserekos gyogerako ki ajja kugamba Nserekos ate yakoze eki bebo bowulira abagamba nabawulidde waliwo nawulidde abantu abo nga bagamba mbu Kakwenza akolagana ne state akolagana ne Museveni kati yeekubisizza emiggo nti ane mukolagana ne Museveni akolagana ne Bobi Wine kati Bobi Wine akolagana ne Museveni bonna be bamu n'abigattira awo bw'atyo n'abatwala. Omuntu ono ayogera ensonga za Nserekos zino ziringa nga bano baganda baffe abaagala enfuga ya Federo. Gw'okiwulira kirungi ku ssaawa eno naye nga si kibi, it is good. Era kano njagala nako mukasale mu baganda bange waliwo abasitera okusalaasala mu bubiri akakutu sikamanyi bakampereza naye ku ssimu yange nga tekalagabu simanyi essimu zaffe nazo ennaku zino ziboola kati waliwo aboogera ebyogere emboozi zempulire za federo simanyi boogera federo kati aba federo tebalina njawulo na Nsereko mu kaseera kano. Embooko enyuka ku migongo gy'abantu, abantu babasuna n'ebizimagalo, babasuna obusajja. Mbukakati twetaaga computer misuse bill, simanyi cyberbullying act. Malcolm X yagamba, be very careful with the media. It will portray the oppressors, the oppressed as the oppressors, and portray the oppressors as the oppressed. So mukulu Nsereko ne tiimu ye bonna be bamu ne bana aba federo. Abanyumya federo essaawa zino. Bw'obabuuza tebabitegeera. Nyumya ki? Ntula obugenyi. Kati katuve ku Museveni. Museveni tujja muddako. Akasembayo. Waliwo concerted effort gye mmanyi obulungi gye ngoberera. Ngoberera nnyo programs ze Uganda ezo nga boogera ku Kyagulanyi, His Excellence, ne kwogera ne ku NUP. Banaye kambabuulire. Amazima gali nti kati waliwo eŋŋombo egamba there is no opposition in Uganda. Nange nzikiriziganya nabo. Titeri opposition. Kubanga ffe tetweyitangako opposition. Kale, waliwo abeeyita nti we are the option, alternative, and also n'okuba nti nno abamu ku ffe nzikirizamu nti oli obuwanguzi yabba bubbe si bubwe. Era essaawa yonna bujja kuddayo eri bwannannyini bwo. Kaakati abantu abamu bagamba nti era ojja bawulira abo simanyi balwomusha n'abaani. I do understand criticism. I do appreciate it, criticism. Mpuliriza nnyo ezo political talk shows ezitera okubeerawo ku Saturday. Era ogenda okuwulira nga criticism z'abantu abamu zino either maybe baba beesevinga nti nabo bayogedde bubi ku NUP, embooko zireme kubalya. Naye owulira ebintu bye boogera abamu olabira ddala nti it is really nugu. Because literally, ebintu NUP byetuuseeko, ebintu Mukulumpuuga byatuuseeko, bibakoze biyitirivu. Banaye, tukkirize. Ate nga ne dynamics ze tuplayinga nazo mpitirivu. Gwe okusuubira nti nno, ebintu bano abaatusooka mu opposition bye baani badde bakola for the past 20 years tebabikoze. Mmwe mwagala mmwe ffe tubikole in the next 3 years, oba in the past 2 years. Nga mwe mulina akalulu, mwe mulina an election. That's what they want. Chovola bakati bagamba mu Uganda temuli opposition. Chovola bakati bagamba nti kiki ekyabafulumiza parliament. Ebyo bye bakoze tekiriyo. Musigale nga mwogera. Oyogera ku ki? What are you talking about? Chovola bakiki kyembaga Malcolm kyeyagaa nti mu abanyigirizibwa amawulire gajja kutandika okulaga abanyigirizibwa ng'abanyigiriza. Ate galage abanyigiriza ng'abanyigirizibwa. That is what is happening in Uganda today. Kiwulira. Mbukakati olw'okuba ababaka baafulumye parliament, ekyo nakyo baakivumiridde. Kyekyo Bobi Wine kyeyayogerako luli mu posti ye ng'ayogera ku bantu abeefuula nti bacriticizing, naye nga ne criticism zaabwe tezirimu ntegeera. Kaakati kumanya abantu bano bajega. Era nasese n'oseka. Bagenda ne bakola comparisons ezitaliiyo. Olina atandika comparing ebintu ebitategerekeka. Nagamba kati kino bagenda batambuza. Nti nedda bandisigadde boogera. Olaba Amerika kati ne Russia ziri mu kwogera naye nga bonna tebakolagana. Mbu bali mu kwogera. Negamba biki bye bali mu kwogerako. Akasajja ka Putin kakaye kayiye amagye ku nsalo za Ukraine. America nayo, like, there is no diplomacy that is even actually taking place. Let me tell you one thing. I think it was in the early 30s. Neville Chamberlain yali prime minister wa Bungereza. Neville Chamberlain ameetinga omusajja gwe bayita Hitler. N'amugamba Hitler togeza n'olumba Poland. N'amugamba Hitler togeza n'olumba Poland and those neighboring countries obusisi obuli awo. Hitler n'agamba Neville Chamberlain nti tofaayo Chamberlain sigenda ku I'm not going to sigenda kulumba Poland tofaayo it's okay. Ko Chamberlain nti tewali buzibu. Chamberlain wakomawo e Bungereza n'atuuza parliament n'ababuulira nga Hitler waali omusajja omwesimba omusajja omulungi nti era biki kubanga bakola ddiiru ne bamugamba nti tolumba Poland naye ziye ensendala osobola ziyinza okusigala under your sphere of influence. Ko Hitler naye nti kale tewali buzibu. Ono n'addayo n'amawulire amasufu as a diplomat nti yayogedde nti guys banaye nakoze nasabudde ddiiru. Hitler njogedde naye ekintu kyonna mulala. Ekyo tuyita that is what we call appeasement policy. Ky'omuntu omuleka to get away with a few things naye no sticking ku nsonga y'okuba nti no for example wano tokwatawo waayita mmeka n'omwaka tegwawera. Hitler n'alumba Poland. Chamberlain baali bamuwonize ne bamugamba bano abaali those neighboring countries in Poland ne France na biki bano nowenga Neville ne bamugamba look here guy Hitler toyinza kukola naye deal. Hitler agenda kulumba Poland yagalagaana. Ne wonomwogereza ne wonokola ki appeasement with Hitler it does not work. Neville n'awakana. Hitler got ahead of them. He attacked Poland. Hence, outbreak of the Second World War. Second World War, they're breaking up just like that. And that's how you Bungereza gets dragged in. Nebarana, blah, blah, blah. France, Bajiwami, Bajituta, and so on and so forth. Hitler creating the alliance, everything falls apart. Neville Chamberlain, Yakaru Akadakote Yakaona. Never go back. Never go back. He never survived the election. Because these people are making comparisons. America, Russia. Where are they talking? Where are they? And you cannot narrowing the struggle of Uganda because in America they are a working government. It's a democracy, it's a republic. I mean a democracy, whatever way, republic. Their systems work against a pseudo semi-dictatorial whatever Russia. Russia is dictatorial, but they have the Politburo. Russia okubanti erumba Ukraine, it is more of a national interest, something that is being pushed by Putin as well, because Putin is one of those, because Abamanyiku history of Putin was a KGB agent. KGB is the secret service of the Russians. You were KGB back then in USSR. In Putin's ideology, he's one of those people who believe that Russia yanibadete collapsing. Yanibadete sigaranga USSR. Sorry, yanibadete sigaranga USSR. Echichalumanyo Putin. The reason as to why Russia teyagala America to take over Ukraine, it is because of NATO. Kubanga Putin yachimanyi, NATO is expanding to his borders. Abamanyi ku history wa NATO came about as a result inti ensi ezaali zikiriza mu nkola eya capitalism, omwali ensi eza Europe at the time, as well as ne America, basayininga endagaano gye bayita the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. North Atlantic Treaty Organization yali etegeeza nti singa ensi eziri mu mukago guno zibeera attacked by Russia, ensi zino eziri mu mukago guno zirina okuyimirira ne zidefending ensi zino. mwe mwali ensi ezo Bungereza, Sweden, German, blah blah blah, no, these kind of countries. Sorry, is it West German? East German, West German, one of those two. N'endala ne ba creating omukwago gwe bayita NATO nga Russia ekyali under USSR. Russia in retaliation nayo ne creating nga kyetwali tuyita Warsaw Pact. Warsaw Pact was the alternative of NATO, naye ng'emirimu gwe yali ekola Warsaw Pact gwe mulimu NATO gwekola nti singa ensi ezaali mu Warsaw Pact which was headed by Russia zaali attacked by ensi eza NATO or by any other country, Warsaw Pact countries would rise up and fight against this ensi yonna eba erumbye. Mwe mwava enjogera egamba gye twayitanga oba gye bayitanga MAD. MAD is MAD, mutually assured destruction. What that meant is that inti singa America yaggula olutalo ku Russia n'egirumba egikuba nuclear, Russia yalina obusobozi obulonkinga nuclear eyandibadde esaanyaawo America, whereas n'America nayo yandibadde eronkiza nuclear ezisaanyaawo Russia. At the same time, both countries would get destroyed, would be blown up. Kye bayita mutually assured destruction. Destruction. So bonna ne bakkiriziganya okukola kye tuyita detente or de-escalation na biki n'okumakinga sure nti no naye they always came close okuba nti no balaunchinga World War III. Now today ku Ukraine, what is the problem with Ukraine and NATO? The issue is simple. Soviet Union wemala okugwa mwakreatingibwamu ensi mpitirivu omulizi Yugoslavia, Slovenia, Buchobu, so buli abo Caucasus awo wonna. Kakati ensi ezo ezisinga ne zigenda nga zijoininga European Union kye tuyita Eastern Europe. Kyova olaba ensi ezo ezisinga n'okuba enjavu mu European Union. Kati ensi zino ezijoininga EU kyategeeza nti nno zijoininze NATO. Jukira nga Warsaw Pact ya collapsinga with the collapse of the USSR in 1990. Kati buno obusi ne bujja nga bujoininga. Jukira buno obusi bwali part of Russia, the Soviet Union. Kati buli bwe wajoininganga nga America egenda creatinga mu zi base zaayo. Ate nga Russia sees itself as an equal superpower to America. Now, olutalo olusinga luli ku Ukraine, because Ukraine, Russia still believes Putin ya China ideology nti USSR yanibadde tegwa naye akimanyi nti if Ukraine kuba Ukraine yabadde yagala kujoininga NATO ne European Union, kati nga joining European Union automatically it will become part of NATO. And if it joins NATO, kitegeeza nti bases za America zigenda kusembera ku nsalo za Ukraine ne Russia. That's what it means. Simple. And Russia doesn't like that. The same thing happened when we are going to kumanya the magnitude of US having bases near Russia, ku border ya Russia. Atenga wateka bases we walinga wali omuma gwa Russia wekolera trading yayo, because Russia teina port eri ice free for 365 days. It doesn't have it. The only port jebaine eri yawo Sevastopol somewhere there in Ukraine yawo we bakozesa we wacho straight sawa we wacho. The other ports zebaina baba baina kuyita eri Siberia waguru, and those ports always zibera open, like zibera ice free for like 2 months in a year. So Russia taking access to the Mediterranean. If you read that book by Tim Cook, I think it's Tim Marshall, right? It's called The Prisoners of Geography. He explains that very well, why Russia always fights for Ukraine, because it needs the access to the Mediterranean Sea. The other access Russia is Kozesa Turkey. Now, if Ukraine joins the European Union, a full part of NATO, meaning that NATO has to protect Ukraine, meaning that NATO has always to come to the rescue of Ukraine. The reason that's why America today has not attacked is because Ukraine is not part of NATO. You get the dig, yeah? Kakati, Russia, that's what it wants. That's what it's trying to avoid. Baine endagano webalinga gundi egwa ne baga nti look here, America ne promising ne European Union zazi promising nti Ukraine ite tugenda giteka part tugenda kujoininga NATO tugenda jikiriza joininga NATO. That was the deal. But Putin yagenza okulaba nti these guys are backtracking on the deal. Bagenda bongeza influence mu Ukraine, bongeza influence mu Ukraine, bongeza influence. And that is where everything is today. Kati, what Putin wants is reassurance into Ukraine will not join NATO. Because we're joining a NATO, America are going to take our base. If you want to know why that is very, very, very bad for the geopolitics of the area, look at trade. Look at the Cuban Missile Crisis. America in the 60s, I think, under Kennedy. When the Cubans gave a base to the Russians, America, never base, never kuzimba missile bases. Ngeri kuwali kubumwa wali era kyekimu kukyatisa Kennedy. Because baayagala okukola invasion ne bakwata abacuba baddeyo bagende bakube Castro bamujjeko. What happened was the America refused to give the Cubans, I think bamaze basula into the mission ne babalekerera ne babakwatirayo ne babatta. That Cuban Missile Crisis. Because what happened, you see, this geopolitics is really very complicated. Most people must not understand. Now, what happened is this. Into the Cuban, the Russians, bakwata missiles, ne baziteke Cuba. America cheyakola, ne kwatagana ne Turkey, ne tekayo missiles at Turkey. Kuba Turkey na yo, chovola, but the reason as to what, man, these things are complicated, but you can understand. Cuba, egama America, we mwa mwagala tuje missiles za Turkey, Cuba, nama mujeo missiles at Turkey. Chovola wanti America in a relationship with Turkey, the European Union in a relationship with Turkey, whereas they don't want Turkey to be part of the European Union, but Turkey plays an important role as it keeps an eye on the Russians, as well as giving America a base in Turkey. Pointing a missile on Russia, that's the point. Katwe wafuna base endala wane Ukraine, kabaka with them, and Putin cannot let that happen. Now these people come back. Let us bring it all together to come over to Uganda. Having these so-called analysts, capital gang and abichinga bogera batategera. Inti kakati, you see, America is negotiating with the Russia over bichibi. So we should always negotiate. Come on. Number one, these are two superpowers. Chechisoka. One, you have a democracy. The other one, I don't know. I don't even know what you have in Russia. In Uganda, the tables are turned. What we are dealing with, we are not even dealing with the state. What we are dealing with an individual who is literally mad with the power. That is what you're dealing with. The reason in watching the American example cannot be brought on the table is because obukulembesa America newe buchuka, Russia newe buchuka, nothing much will change. What the other means, I mean, like literally nothing much is going to change. But in Uganda, so many things will change. Like if the head, like if the head changes, so many things are likely to change down below. So the way the end justifies the means. So when you're negotiating with someone, for example, if you're going to negotiate with the Americans or if you're going to negotiate with Ukraine, with what do you call that guy? If you're going to negotiate with Putin, and you're negotiating with Joe Biden, I have guarantee that in the next 10 or 15 years, Biden will not be in office. I can play it out. If in the last 5 years, while you're Trump, the year before that, while you're Joe or Obama. So different administrations might have different they might have different policies towards a particular scenario. You get the point? In Uganda, you don't have that guarantee. So how do you negotiate? Omuntu atachusiza his position for the past 35 years. Literally, these people are comparing stuff that is incomparable. You're talking about an administration in America that has just been there for less than 5 years. 2 years. That's how long this gentleman, what's his name? Biden has been in power. Putin has been there for over 15 years. And I can guarantee you that by the time Biden leaves, Putin will still be there. Putin will still be there. That is why you see in negotiations in dictatorships, it is like sitting down and saying, like, I'm going to negotiate with Saddam Hussein. Are you mad? Citizen you can avoid bargaining power, avoid leverage. But if you are an opposition figure within Saddam's country, you don't have much you can play with. You're only banking on the people. You do not have much you can play with. Kati laba abantu bebavayo kala tene bavumirira the oppressed Morocco bagenze ku parliament ne bekalakasamu, then they are mentally backward. Like they cannot break things down and comparing the situation. Morava China negotiating in America, I think so many things, so many chips are playing. You're talking about nations. America has interests in Russia. Russia has interests in America. Most of the Russian oligarchs by investing in the United States of America. So America has leverage over Russia, and Russia has leverage over America. So when the Russia, America threatened Russia, look here, if you do not withdraw your troops from Ukraine, and all the investments that you have in America, tugenda kuzikwata. So you get where the money is. Now, here is the kicker. Do you know why the European Union is as silent? Why is the American voice? Because Europe knows very well. Kasta bageza ne basamenyo. Oyofala jaku tap gas. Because most of the gas that hits most European countries is already part of Russia. Ava Gunje wa Putin. They are the underdogs. Let these two taxes out. There are so many missing pieces. So, and then you bring another point, Bruce Jonathan, the issue of Crimea. Now, the issue of Crimea is that even if Putin leaves power, by the way, Crimea again a contentious issue. This is an issue that it was there even before Putin. The Crimean War of 1848 was over the same issue. Crimean War. Russia has always considered Crimea being part of it. Like the reason as to why they were, if you have Malakola history, European history, you go back and read about Crimean War. The Crimean War was about this area of Crimea in Ukraine. Because the area of Ukraine gives, this area of Crimea gives them access to the port of Sevastopol, and that port is the one that leads to the Mediterranean. Kati okuva Russian USSR we yakutukamu, they do not have that access to the Mediterranean. And you need access to the Mediterranean to be able to trade with the rest of the world, because the rest of Russia is under ice 365 days a year. Now, Crimea, it means that even if Putin leaves power, the Politburo in Russia will still advance the idea into we need that access to penetrate through or full access to the port of Sevastopol. Because if you don't have the port of Sevastopol, literally Russia is cut off. And they cannot let that happen. So they would rather play with Ukraine. Now, wochu so bukulembeze. No guarantee, yeah, fine, Putin against it. This becomes a nationalistic issue. It has already become a nationalistic issue. Those guys are very mu KGB, abali mu Politburo. Chovala mantikatizo governments nzibuza kuchusa government ingeza Russia. Bonna bajja n'emitwe gyegyimu. Okuvira ddala ku Vladimir Lenin, n'ogenda ku Joseph Stalin, n'ogenda ku bebani abo. What's that guy's name? All these guys. Because they are a deep state within Russia. There is a deep state within Russia. Because what Putin did was very simple. Putin yalita manyikidwa. No one knew him, but he was a KGB agent. Putin, the way he rose to power is very, very fascinating, by the way. He's a very intelligent guy. Naye Putin naye wali study steady. kubanga aina so many oligarchs abamuli ku mugongo who also want the seat. Now what he did is this. Yabagamba ekintu kimu. I'm going to leave you to do your business. Mwewa mafia bani, you'll do what you want. But I need a cut. Atayagala out. So there is a very big chunk of people, those Russian nationalists, mafia, Russian oligarchs, that is the deep state of Russia. Like if Putin is even out, still, yeah, there might be negotiations in Reagan and the then president, president of Russia, leading Gorbachev, he made a decision. Nagama, you know what? Russia is too big. Let us break it apart. Let us put this wall down. And they put it down. But my point is, in the negotiations, there are so many moving pieces. Even when America is negotiating with China, they are equal partners. They are equal. They have equal leverage. Mad, mutually assured destruction. Kakati, most of manufacturing of the US companies are taking a place in China. So when America wants something to be done, it can say that I'm going to cut off China. Things are not as simple and as easy as you see them. The situations between nations are very, very complex than the situation between a dictator and his own people. That is simple. That should be easy to solve. But it becomes very complex to solve a situation between a dictator and his own people rather than solving. Let me tell you, I can guarantee you this. Let me get it from me. Katimudi said, changu nnyo solving an impasse between the Chinese and the Americans, right? Than solving a situation that we are in Uganda today between Museveni and Bobi Wine. It is very, very difficult. It is much difficult. And that is why it always leads to bloodshed. Chovola Gaddafi bajja mukwata bamujje mu kipipa ekya sewage bamufumite mundu mu kabina. Like that's it. That's how it ends. Because by the time Gaddafi we are negotiating, he refused. Nasigala on his high horse, thinking inti bana abantu, he could never fathom it. He undermined. Then all of a sudden it takes you by surprise. That's what happens. That's how it ends. Saddam Hussein was taken out of Mpuku. He ended up on a rope, hanging on the gallows. That's how it ends. Because he thought leverage, they are my subjects, I have control. That is simply how it ends. Hosni Mubarak was wise. He left. But still look at what happened. So Omar Bashir, he left. But look what happened. That is how it ends. Situation is made a very, very, very complex. I mean, tell me, complex, easy to solve, but egos, you're dealing with egos. And in the end, that's what it leads to. Have you ever asked yourself why we have never had a third world war? It is because you can easily avoid a third world war in this where we are today. It is easy to solve. Detente. Cold War, but the hot war was in Africa, third world countries, where these people were using proxies to fight. I think we were proxies as the dictators. That's how politics plays. But there was no war in America. There was no war in Russia. The Koreans were cut into two in a 38 parallel. North Korea and South Korea to this day. The effects of the Cold War are happening in Korea. Same people, but different nations. East German, West German. North Vietnam, South Vietnam. So what are you talking about? So now what we see, it is easy to solve an impasse between China and America. It is easy to solve an impasse between Russia and America because everyone has leverage over the other. China in a very big hold on Africa. So you can make concessions. You can increase or decrease tariffs. America has a very big market in China. So if the Chinese want something from America, they can say, hey, guy, look here. Like the NBA. Do you know why an NBA player cannot talk about the Uyghur Muslims? Do you remember the TikTok scandal between the Donald Trump and TikTok? Do you guys follow these things? NBA, one of, I think, the Uyghur Muslims, the Chinese literally control NBA. They control it. Do you know why most movies are edited? The Chinese bagamba America mulekerawo okuddira Abachina nga mubateeka mu firimu zammwe nga mubafuula abakibanda. We muba temusobola kikola tetugenda ziraga mu cinema zaffe in China. And that is going to affect your revenue. So what the Americans usually have to do, they have to edit the movies. But you know, Zichusa, Nebazi editing. I don't know if you guys follow these things, but the Bachusa movies, Nebazi Sara Weba Tipapa, then Nebazi Syndicate with China. A film with Jola Bawan a Avenger Sijola with China. The Chinese will tell you. They can make America do that. They literally control the NBA. Or NBA, you go and look at the situation of this guy called John Cena. John Cena, I think, said something about what? They forced him to apologize in Chinese. Now you get on China. John Cena, an American citizen, is what we are talking about here. So if people are talking about diplomacy, they would rather come to the table with their sane minds. Diplomacy. Because the diplomacy they are talking about when nations is completely different from the situation that Uganda is facing today. Unless if these people do not follow international politics and they don't know what is actually taking place. The same thing happened in the scandal Gundi. I've told you about the John Cena scandal, Hollywood, NBA, because there is a very big market of the NBA in China. NBA, he said something about the Uyghur Muslims. The Chinese told him, if you do not revert it, NBA is out. China. That's what they said. They had to plead. iPhones, where are they manufactured? Most of the components, where are they manufactured? In Europe here, our garbage ends up in China. That's where it ends up. If they come on the table, if China wants something, boss, you are equal partners. And that will be very easily solvable. In Australia, it is the same thing. Australia, the Chinese on the issue of South China Sea, it is the World Health Organization. The issue of Taiwan is a very contentious issue. The only country in Africa that they're recognizing Taiwan, it is Swaziland. But I think now it's also backtracking. World Health Organization, you are not accepted to call Taiwan a country. Era tell him to World Health Organization. Taiwan scandal, World Health Organization. Rachibo officials of World Health Organization teva recognizing Taiwan as a country. But America can come out and recognize Taiwan as a country. It is a very contentious issue to the fact into Ovayong or celebrating together in a movie. No government Taiwan is a country. They will force you to apologize. They will force Hollywood to apologize. An American, it cannot get any American than that. It cannot get any American than Hollywood. But the Chinese put the Hollywood managers on their knees to apologize for no mentioning Taiwan. That is the power. Now, World Health Organization cannot, because China puts in a lot of money. Is one of the biggest financiers. Cover up, it was in collaboration between the Chinese and the World Health Organization. But the same World Health Organization, Trump just sponsoring. America in Pitirivu. Do you even know the politics that takes place on the Security Council? Security Council. These are equal partners, Katuntu. What are you talking about? You cannot compare Russia and America having talks, and compare it with a dictator who is beating, killing, and doing all sorts of things. Russia hasn't killed an American citizen. The issue is not about an American citizen. The issue that these people are fighting for is about Russian interests and American interests. It's not about American citizens. The issues we are having in Uganda are about Ugandan citizens. Do you know why the Security Council has the 5-member permanent members? These are equal. Are they eight permanent members? 6, 7 permanent members. We have China, we have America, we have Russia, we have the United Kingdom, and I think, no, Germany is not. That's why we have the G8. These people have the veto, binary veto, those 5 permanent members, and France, they have the veto. UN Permanent Council, Security Council. Actually, it is the Security Council efuga UN. Abantu bana abataano kasate bakikkirizaako tekiyita. Kasita Ukraine, kasita Russia egaana okulumba. Mu Security Council, Russia negaana, for example, okulumba something. For example, because the UN security, for those of you who have been following the UN vote, most of the in the American interest, or is America will block. In the Russian and Chinese interest, the Chinese will always block. Chovola bakulumba Gaddafi okumukuba bakozesa NATO. They bagenda through the UN because they knew that they would be blocked, and that is what actually made Putin furious. Why would you kill Gaddafi? Through NATO, chovola about Putin he fears NATO to come to his doorstep, because if NATO comes to his doorstep, he knows if anything goes wrong, he might end up like Gaddafi. There's so many of these channels that you people do not know. So the politics in the UN Security Council that's another topic. That is another topic. Kubango na kugamba we sikufuna wano mu traditional diplomacy, nja kufuna mu Security Council. Kati mu Security Council ofere tujja ne tubeera bu chips. Bu cheap ne tubeera bu cheap. Buno bugi 8 bubeera bu cheap bu Germany. Chovala ba Germany yagenda okulabanga nayo okubanga eri left out in the Security Council. Ne bakola kye tuyita G7. Mwe muri zi Japan, mwe muri Australia, mwe muri Germany n'obusobulala. Nenga 5 permanent members abo be batusalirawo ensi yonna abo abataano abo tebakyuka permanent, and they have the veto to do everything. Okay guys, if you have anyone making a phone call. So my point is, you cannot compare these international negotiations, the international level, international politics, on Uganda. Those ones are complex but easy to solve. Uganda, it is not complex. It is not even rocket science. Very simple to solve, but it is because of people's egos and of course of people's like that, and that's why we have these problems. So if you guys have a question, osobola okuba enamba mugimanyi, oba ina kyoyagala okwongerako osobola okuba nakyo, and then I can explain most of the woba tutegedde. So kakati abo bemuyita basimanyi ba analyst bammwe abo ababeera ku bukutukutu baba nga boogera ebintu, at least kati oba you have now information. So if they bring those arguments later, you can easily fight back with knowledge. So you guys have the knowledge now. You can easily fight back on most of these issues. You can easily do what? Answer back these people, without fear of contradiction, like easily, So okuba nti tebabamanyira manyire ebyo bibakola ebyo byekirano ebyo, okuba nti babuzaabuza. So those people should not confuse you, because for most of us have spent so much of our lives in Gatukola bino. We are following these things, we are following these issues, we know what is going on everywhere, we know what is happening in the world, and so yeah. Waliwo abasalamu video zange. Mwe musala video zange mwe ne mutandika okukola. But it's okay, you can, no problem. Do not misinterpret my words, okay? Hello? Hello?
Hello? Sebo webale tuweereza.
Kale webale kuwuliriza naawe.
Naye nze nkubye kugamba ku nsonga ya mukulu Nsereko. Gye watandikidde tukkirize tugaane. Abakulu bano baali emyaka gyonna batufugidde ku propaganda. Kaakati we tutuuse olwaleero 2021, they can no longer champion in that area kubanga internet, social media tebakyagirina mu mukono gwabwe. Any kind of propaganda gwe bagezaako okusindika somehow tumu ignoringa n'atagenda nga bwe yabakoleranga luli. Then game eyo ey'okuvuma bo baddira ba full figure ne babawa ne airtime ow'obwereere. And even that game tubakubye hands down because they can't defeat anything. Ne bakkiriza nti bawanguddwa. Kati balina bye bakwata social media ne bagitwala ekitalya. Nga badde bakola ku nsonga endala nti bw'oyogera ennyo nga bakwata nga bakutwala ekitalya. Social media tebalina bye bagitwala kitalya. So they have to come up with something to try and muzzle social media. Tuleme kwogera. Naye nga ensonga lwaki nkukubidde. Ku guno omulembe nabadde mpuliriza one of those programs ng'abaana bagamba basomera ki ndaba bataasoma beba presidential advisor. Ekintu kye baakola ne bakwata ba full figure abawemula abataasoma ba Catherine Kusaasira ne bateeka ku national media kya affectinze kati abaana abato. So many parents are struggling with their children to take them back to school kubanga babagamba ba full figure baasomawa bakusaasira balina certificate ki. Kati ebyo n'ebintu bikomyewo biba bayitinga. Full figure gwe babatoosa ekitalya. Mukuvuma ne cyberbullying abala tujja kwetwalayo
n'eyisima byawemulanga abantu n'abavuma.
Exactly kubanga oyo nyinyi aleeta etteeka ya sponsoring ani isima. Ekyo bakikola kufuna be banaakuba the next kakwenzaazi kubanga game tugibasuuzizza. Be bagisookawo naye tugibalemesezza kakati banoonya we batutangira. Ffeffe nyini tujja givaamu omuze guveewo naye nga tugibagjeeko. Kintu kuvuma kintu propaganda tekikyakola. Leeta omutwego nange ndeeta omutwe gwange twetwale. Alema gwe biremye nga yeeyongerayo.
Kituufu ekyo.
Nserekos asookeyo ne full figure ne isima bannayuganda batujja kujja hapire mu kkomera.
I see.
So, good night.
Good night to you too. Yes. Yes, kati but so say over full figure. What about Gerako? Fetumanyi gye biraga. So say over mukulu yisima. What about Gerako? We know where everything is going. So that's interesting. Kandabe wano abainayo kandabe comments wano. Okay. And the comments. All right. Abantu ba federo mundi bubi federo bannaye sinagifunira budde mwagala njogereko kizinze lwaki mbanjogera ku federo nga bakuba abantu emiko ate ekintu sasa aba federo abawakanya ye bagamba yalya simanyi biki oyo wabuyita simanyi oba munyampi. I don't understand. Naye sinagifunira budde ate I don't sagala kuwakana nti njagala kuwakana kusinga or stuff like I don't do that. All right. So nze mba njogera ku kintu mba njagala nemba nga ndi knowledgeable and I speak from a logical point of view. Knowledge. And from the point of view. Kai naye gyebale ssebo.
Oyogerako bamwita Davis ssebo.
Ssebo Davis.
Mukama ng'onansonyiwa nkubye naye nze mbadde sigenda commentinga nnyo ku byo badde otusomesezza leero tweyanjiza omusomo gubadde mulungi naye mbadde nina kye nsaba okuteesaako.
Eki ky'oteesaako ssebo?
Mukama kye mbadde nteesaako mbadde nteesa nnyo nti abantu tusaanye tujjumbire emikutu gyaffe egituwa amawulire ag'obuvunaanyizibwa naddala emikutu gyo naddala watugambako emabegakaawo okujjumbira webusayiti ya NUP naye ndaba teri akitiivu nnyo ngezaako nnyo okugifolowinga ate naawe era ku YouTube channel tokyalu update oba nze simanyi oba simu yange yetakukola bulungi naye ngezaako okulaba nga nsapootinga nnyo ekyaffe ngaffe so nze kyekiteeso kyange mukama wange
kale
nsaba naawe otuwe ku update ku channel yo mukama wange tugyagala nnyo twagala nnyo giwagira kuba byaffe naffe bye twagala
kale sebo toyanza tujja kikolako sebo
kale
ekintu kya federo nkyakisoma baganda bange nja kisooka kisoma naye si era nga abasinga bemugambye nti waliwo abali dedicated okubyogerako but I don't know why people want me is nze nzije njogere ku bya federo like there's platforms that are dedicated to speak about it.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mukulu Fazil Mayanja we bali kuweereza. Nze njagala kureactingako ku nsonga y'oyo omwami owa MP wa Kampala Central. Mu bizibu byonna ebinyiga bannayuganda babagoba ku nguudo bakola biki era yalonzeeyo kya social media olw'okuba social media ebadde yamwanika obuzibu bwabwe naye nga mukulu Makanga bwatugamba nti no revolution bwe yatandika egenda kwambula buli muntu egenda kwawulamu ali ku sayidi y'abanyigiriza naffe abanyigirizibwa kati kijja kulaga lunywe nti waliwo abatyatwekwesemu kati nga bwolaba oyo abantu abasinga ali yabawuddisa tawagira Museveni naye kati atandise lunywe avuddeyo kati mu lwatu mu ngeri nalabye ne minisita wa NRM nga naye yeekutte ku kiteeso kye kyali mu kumuvinga kati embeera gye tulimu tuli ku lwaffe naye waliwo abakyatwerimbiseemu kati anti bannayuganda bamu baali batuwuddisa dda ngera awoza bwajja nayogerayo akantu kamu against government abantu ne bakuba engalo tulina okuva mu mbeera eyo tukyamuukiriza tulina okumanya balabe baffe bebani.
Mukulu alina constituency namba erimu abasiraamu batuta emizikiti gy'abasiraamu gyonna naye takola ki talina kye yali ayogedde, which is for me that is very interesting. Like I always thought like you know he should do more, you know, like I used to watch him Nserekos programs naye nazivaako because yatandika kuvuma abantu biki oba tokkiriziganya naye like if you push back on most of these points like yaba akiraba bulala, you know. Okay, they should stop. They should stop time comparing Ugandan politics with the developed world. Key politics of Uganda to third world dictatorships. Uganda Parliament should. Okay, thank you very much. Right. The entire week, Uganda ordered to tweet on UK government Twitter handles about abductions, torture, and genocide in Uganda to remind them of the consequences of their partnership with the illegitimate government. Yeah, Russia took some part of Ukraine. Yeah, the part of Crimea. Kamudenjon. Kakweza. All right. Putin is attacking Ukraine just because Ukraine decided to join NATO. Yeah, of course, Ukraine is likely to join NATO if it joins the EU. I think a deal between EU and Russia is that Ukraine will not join the European Union, but the Americans and NATO seem to be backtracking on that deal. But also there are some other factors. The access to the Mediterranean Sea. The only way Russia can have access to the Mediterranean Sea is through Ukraine. Turkey. No democracy talks between US and the little murderer. Hitler was a hypocrite. A person like Jobless Munyagwa. Kankane is busy attacking Impuga. Okay, I think I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. We can talk about Tujak meeting next week, inshallah. Okay, have a blessed week and enjoy the rest of your night. Bye-bye.